the idea is that Traxa is lowballing. Thanks, Traxa. I appreciate that. The idea is that these guys from YoYo Games, they actually have... No, I honestly don't. I don't even remember what I did, but I did build it myself, so I'm happy with that. They actually have a bunch of tutorials here, and that's going to be what we're going to start on. Now, there is actually another set of videos that I have been recommended by many people, and it's a set of videos from the guy who made Gun Flash, Shit, what did this guy make? His name's Tom Francis. Let me just see what he made, okay? I'm trying to remember what it is that he made. He made a popular game. No, now he's just playing Spelunky. That's not what I was looking for. Anyway, he made... I think it might have been called Gunpoint, but it was a top-down shooter or a side-scrolling shooter. And evidently, his... Oh, this is the one in the background here. Does anyone know what this game is? This is the one... Shit. Yeah, maybe it's in this blog. Wait, maybe there's something NSFW. No, it's not. Okay. Where is it? Where's his game? I just want to know what the name is. How hard can it be? Heat signature? No. No, not heat signature. Okay, screw it, dude. Anyway, he's a dev, and evidently he's kind of smart, okay? And he, as far as I can understand, he explains everything quite well. So I might watch that one on the sly. That's on the side. That's like code for on the side. Gunpoint, thank you. Okay, so he made Gunpoint, and he made Gunpoint as someone who had never coded before. He came into it with zero knowledge, and he explains it all in his video. So that's, in my opinion, a pretty good place to start. And he even says there that when he teaches you, he's probably going to start teaching you badly, but he will teach you in a way that gets the job done. And that's fine. I'm okay with that, because it gives you a newbie perspective, right? So that's fantastic. So I'm going to watch that as well. Hey, Caterfory, what up? Sean Beeg, nice to see you. Noxon, hey, hi. Yes, I'm going to talk, and I can't just be productive because I have no idea what to do. So we're going to watch a video. And yes, we have to, and we're not going to just watch 2 hours of tutorials. I'm going to start this up. In other words, I'll open this right now. Just you watch me. Okay. Harvard has good videos on this. I don't believe you. Give me a double. Listen, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. That sounds terrible. There's no way. So I'm opening this, but I'm also opening this, which is Space Rocks. The good thing Silver isn't here. No, we need Silver. It's to balance everything out. Now, they have 2 series, right? They have your intro into GameMaker. They have the GML version, and they have the drag and drop version. This lady made both, and she explains everything. She explains it all to you. She is going to show me as an absolute newcomer, how to make a game. This game, specifically. Okay, and we're going to watch these videos, and we're going to learn. I wanted to do my very first steps and my very first, let's just say, lines of code. All of that shit here on stream. I will practice off stream. I will do stuff off stream. I will. But I wanted to start with this. You're going to tell me from experience that doing step-by-step tutorials is a nightmare? Why? It looked like fun. It looked like fun. Text and images? No. That's for you and your brain. No. Me and my brain, I like a lady talking at me. It's not, well, constant pausing? Yes, it is constant pausing. Let's do it. So we're going to watch this, and we're going to see MIT also had free classes? I don't know, man. Lord Sayx, you know. We'll see. Okay? I'm going to look at this, and we're going to see where it takes us.
Hello, and welcome to our series on making space rocks in GameMaker Studio 2. If you're relatively new to the world of programming, then this series should be a great introduction for you. I think one of the hardest parts of tackling a new skill can just be knowing where to start,
Like Tetris?
and then setting achievable goals to make progress. When you're starting out, I've
Why not?
found motivation comes easily if you keep things simple, fun, and rewarding. And that's why we're going to be making Space Rocks. It's a great game for beginners to make, practically a rite of passage for new game developers. It's simple, but it's going to teach you the fundamentals of logic and game design. So if you're dreaming of one day building an RPG like Undertale, or even working on something massive like Skyrim, know that the concepts we cover in this series will set the foundations for your game development journey.
Okay, is the volume alright?
I'm going to take you through the GameMaker interface. So if you've just downloaded GameMaker and opened it up, you're probably going to see a window just like this. At the very top is our tools menu. Here is some recent promotional news from YoYo Games. Over here we've got recent projects. This will probably be blank for you, but as you start to make projects, they'll appear here. And over here we have Getting Started, where we can start, load, and import projects. Down here is the Explore section, where you can download some resources. So for example, we can click here and bring up a tab for the marketplace. And this is apparently very cool. Download assets that other developers have created. These can be really helpful if you're a small or independent developer or just looking for some tools to make your development process a bit faster. Over here are some tutorials that are
M82, it's nice to see you. What up?
A really great introduction to the GameMaker interface from YoYo Games themselves. So definitely consider taking a look at these if you're not sure about anything in the interface. And finally, here are some demos. So these are some games that come packaged with GameMaker, and you can take a look at these if you want to explore what a more developed project will
I want to
look
check
like.
that out.
It might look a little bit overwhelming, especially for a beginner, but they do contain some great examples of how to implement game mechanics and how to use the GameMaker engine. Alright, moving on. Let's go ahead and create our project. So let's click New here. And now we have two options. We can either make a game in drag and drop or GameMaker language. So these will just change the way that we go about making our games using either a visual scripting language, which is drag and drop, or using coding, which is GameMaker language or GML. So if you use drag and drop, you don't actually have to be typing any code at all. Behind the scenes, it still is actually using code, but it's represented in blocks of actions rather than code text. So your project is going to end up looking like a bunch of these blocks here chained together to create the logic of your game. And if you want, at any time, you can actually bring up how those blocks are represented in code, as it might look if you had coded it yourself. On the other hand, if we make a GameMaker language project, we will be using GameMaker's scripting language, GML, to write the code for our games. There are going to be two different streams of this series that will cover making Space Rocks in both drag and drop and GML, so you can choose whichever you like. If you're not sure what to choose, know that both options are completely viable. In short, if you're an artist or a game designer and not very experienced with programming, you might find that the drag and drop visual scripting is easier. On the other hand, if you're interested in learning to code, perhaps even moving on to a language like C# or C++ at some point, then GML may be for you. I'm going to be leaving a more extensive comment on the pros and cons of using GML and drag and drop, so if you're having trouble deciding, feel free to have a read of that and reply with your own thoughts and questions. For now though, let's just click on either of these to open up a project and have a look at the interface.
Scary Moonchild.
So this is a fresh new project.
Oh, I should have called it Space Rocks.
Workspace. This is where all of the...
Shit, I didn't call it Space Rocks. Can I change the name? Wait, go back. Oh my god, new. Okay. Tutorial, Space Rocks. That's it. Okay. Now I've already got, this is my third game, guys. I'm on my third game already. How fast things go. Time flies, doesn't it?
Editors are going to pop up and where we're going to do all of our work. And you can actually make multiple workspaces by just clicking this little plus up here. So you can have different editors up at one time, which might be helpful, for example, if you've got two monitors and you want to have two different displays of your project.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So you can play around with these docs and put them wherever you like. And if you like the layout you have, you can come over to the tools up here, layouts, and save the layout. You can also load and reset your layout to default here if you've messed around with it too much and want to restore it to the default. Now down the bottom here, we have a few docked windows, and we can just open and close these here. And just note that if you quit any of these, you can bring them up again from the Windows tool up here, and just pull them down into the dock. You're probably not going to be looking at this too much when we're first starting out, with the exception of the output here, which is going to show up whenever you run and test your game. And basically it just shows what's happening when your game is compiling, and it might also tell you if there is a problem compiling. As for the rest of the tools up here, we have File, which has as normal options for opening and saving our projects. You can also open a new IDE here, so you can have 2 projects open at once. And also preferences, which you might want to check out as you can actually customize a lot of the GameMaker interface here. So for example, you can change the language, the IDE skin, the background, and also change the colors of things like the resources as well as the font. At any time, we can also restore back to default. There are also some quick buttons here. You can just hover over these to see what they do. This one opens the start page, new project, open and save. We can create an executable here, which is what you'll be doing when you finish your game. This play button will run your game for testing, though you can also just press F5. Clicking this bug one here or pressing F6 will run your game in debug mode, which is basically a mode that can help you solve bugs and errors. This one stops the game. This one will clear the asset cache. Next we have game options, which you can also access down here in the options tab. And this is where you can set some important options for your game project, like setting your game frames per second, which you might know as FPS. By default, GameMaker starts this out as 30, so you might want to change this in your project whenever you start one. And you can also enable source control here.
She's going 60?
It will also show you when you first created your project and also how long you've been working on it. As you can see, you can also toggle drag and drop here. Next is the help icon, which will open up the GameMaker documentation.
Holy shit.
You can also just press F1 to open this as well. And this is actually really important. This documentation is a resource that you should come to rely on and pretty much be using daily, especially as you're starting out. It will have information about anything in GameMaker, from the interface itself to any function or block that you might want to use in your game, for both GML and drag and drop. These 3 buttons here are for zooming in and out of the workspace. So if we just open that options tab back up here, you can see I can zoom in and out using these. This middle one will reset it to normal. Note that you can also just use Control and Scroll to zoom in and out as well, or the Command key if you're on a Mac. Scrolling normally will move up and down the workspace. You can also middle click and drag to move around. Finally, this last button will dock and undock all of the dock panels. You can also press F12 for this. Another couple handy shortcuts that you might want to use in your project are Control-Shift-F, which will allow you to search for any piece of text in the entire project. And you can also use this to replace any word for another, which can be really handy for renaming variables or functions. Control-T is also a really great one because it allows you to move to any resource quickly, which can be great when you have large projects with lots of folders. You can check out a list of the other shortcuts in the documentation page for shortcuts.
Oh, I see.
Alright, so that's it for the interface. Let's move.
That's pretty genius. Now I'm going to just say hello. Hey, hi. It's nice to see you, Hitman Sparky. This is an information overload when you've not done anything yet? No, it's not. What? It's just basic UI stuff. I don't think it's an information overload. Because, I mean, at least they sort of tell you what's going on. You had a friend who used to play Final Fantasy and WoW, and they now make their own game. Streams from time to time. It's gorgeous. There are so many people making so many cool games. I love it, dude. I love it. A platformer that devs... Can I click here? Game options. Forgot to check. Oh, it's 60 by default. Yo, because this is a 2021 version of GameMaker. I'm assuming that the guys, they switched it up. Because, I mean, this video is from 2018, so... Yeah. I think it's good. I think it's good to learn the basics at the start. Hey, Ultrarick, it's nice to see you. Let's Milk, what up?
Move on to the resources panel. And this is the real heart of the project.
How did you make it so big?
Everything that you work on is going to be stored here. So if you think about all of the elements that make a game, sounds, objects, fonts, images, these are all going to be a different type of resource that is going to be stored in each of these sections depending on its type. 3 of the most important ones are going to be your sprites, objects, and rooms. And we'll go into these in more detail in the coming tutorials, but for now I'll just introduce them to you. So a sprite is going to be any image that is in your game. So all your characters, all of your backgrounds, all of the tiles, those are going to be represented in GameMaker as a sprite. So let's go ahead and create a new sprite by right-clicking here and hitting Create Sprite. So the new editor is going to pop up here and it's going to prompt you to also name your sprite. So you can call it whatever you like, but the convention here is to put some sort of prefix to indicate that it is a sprite. And we do this for a couple of reasons. So one, if we ever refer to this resource, we know what it is because of its prefix. So it helps us with organization. And the other reason is that you can't call 2 different resources the same thing. So for example, if I had an object called a cat, and I also wanted to create a sprite for it, I can't call both of them cat. GameMaker isn't going to let me do that.
So I'm making a cat. Why am I making a cat for
So I'll have to
Space
call
Rocks?
the sprite something like SPR cat, and the object OBJ cat.
Is
Alright, so just
SPR...
hit enter when you've decided what to name it. So if you want to load in
Okay.
a sprite
Oh,
from an
no, you
image
don't
you
put-
saved on your computer, you
Like
can
that.
just hit import here. But you can also create an image from scratch in GameMaker by clicking Edit Image or by double-clicking here on the frame. So this will bring up the Sprite Editor, which is a lot of the functionality of other drawing programs.
Cool.
So you can see
Holy
that
shit, did she just doodle a cat in like 3 seconds?
will bring up the Sprite Editor, which is a lot of
Watch this shit. Look at this. She's like busy talking and then she's like just casually...
image from
Look at
scratch
this.
in GameMaker
Look at
by
this.
clicking Edit Image or by double-clicking here on the frame. So this will bring up the Sprite Editor, which is a lot of the functionality of other drawing programs. So you can see that our picture is showing up in the preview.
You excuse me, what?
Functionality of other drawing programs.
Oh, it's sped up? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm making a cat too. Okay. I like it. That's fantastic. Shit, there we go. Looks like your cat is dying. What? Excuse me, don't be so rude. I thought you guys liked cats. Wow, you can never have enough cats. Oh, but it looks like your cat is dying. What?
So you can see that our picture is showing up in the preview now.
Better than her
We can
cat.
change the size of the image over here, and we can also set multiple frames for the image so that it is animated. We can preview the animation and also change the speed. Alright, let's move on to objects.
No, I want to animate my cat. Can I copy paste? Oh my god. Okay, play the animation. Not the game! Oh my god, play the animation. Here. Dudes, holy shit, nailed it. Look at hers, look at mine. I nailed it.
And we can also set
I nailed it.
multiple frames for the image so that
Look.
it is animated. We can preview the animation and also change the speed. Alright, let's move on to objects.
Okay, just slow it down. She said you can change the speed. Where's the speed? It's not where she said it is. The speed is supposed to be here. It's not... Look, on hers, it's right there. And then the FPS is right there too. Oh, I must go back. Okay, I must go back to the... I must go out of the image editor. No, I can't go out of the image editor. Because if I go out of the image editor... Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. No, this is... The UI has changed. The UI... It has changed. It's no longer the same. This is not the same. Smooth it. I pressed the wrong button again. I keep launching my game. That's perfect. FPS at the top. Play button at the bottom. This, not the size, right? Hey, Art. Nice to see you. Listen, this one here. FPS, let's make it 15. Genius. Okay. Okay. That's what I wanted. No, okay. The cat's still a little feisty. Let's go for 10. That's fine. Okay. Carry on, lady.
So now objects in programming are where all of the magic happens. Essentially, they're the same thing as what objects are in your mind. So think of an object, say a cat. Your brain stores a bunch of information about what a cat is. It has properties like has a tail, has good balance, has 4 legs, and is a feline. And it also has behaviors like purr and meow. And this is exactly what objects are in programming, except we get to make them up. So I can create an object, such as obj ball, and then give it certain properties. I can also outline behaviors for it to perform. And these behaviors will all be dictated by specifying an event and then an action. And in fact, we can boil almost all logic in programming down to this sort of description. If this, then that. And this is exactly how GameMaker has structured objects. We get them to do things by adding events to them. So if we click on Add Event here, these are sort of like the triggers for behaviors to happen. So for example, let's choose the Create event. So now anything that we put in this Create event is going to be run when the object gets created. We've kind of said if created, then do this code. We'll be going into this editor in a lot more detail in the coming tutorial. Alright, finally, let's talk about rooms. By default, GameMaker has already created a room for you, so let's just double click on it and open it up. So this will bring up the room editor. And
I'm making a cat quickly like she did, but she didn't actually do anything with the cat. So she made a cat, then she made an event, and she was just like, create. and then that was the whole one. No, cats, dude. Oh shit, cats. Dude, I will say that they're rude. Dogs, loving, caring, beautiful, warm creatures. Cats, yeah, maybe I've just not seen nice cats. I have never. I keep seeing like street cats and shit.
Is going to be run when the object gets created.
I don't think I need to follow the video either. You're right.
Created, then do
I think you're right.
Code. We'll be going into this editor in a lot more detail in the coming tutorial.
You're right.
Alright, finally, let's talk about rooms. By default, GameMaker has already created a room for you, so let's just double click on it and open it up. So this will bring up the room editor, and a room is kind of like a level in your game world. So this is where everything will need to be placed to make up your game. So we can move around the room just like we can move around the interface.
Oh, the video's almost done.
Scrolling normally, we'll move up and down. We can middle click and drag to move around. And also use the control or command and scrolling to zoom in and out. Over here is the properties dock for the room. So we can set some basic properties of the room here, such as its width and height.
Hey.
Up the top here is the different layers in our room. So
Buzzy, what up? Thanks for following.
Just like there are different resources, there are different corresponding layers that are going to hold those resources. So as you can see, by default, we start off with an instances layer and a background layer. We can also create other layers here, including other layer types, such as tile layers, path layers, asset layers, and folders to help us organize our layers. In the background layer, you can make this just one solid color, or you can assign a sprite to the layer and have it display that image and even tile it. So the instances layer is where we're going to be placing all of our objects. And now let's just think about that word instances for a moment. So remember my example about the idea of what an object like a cat is in your mind? If you think about it, that concept of a cat is abstract. It doesn't exist in the real world. But instances of cats do. It's the same with objects in programming. When we drag an object into the room, we are actually creating an instance of that object. And those individual instances will perform the same code and have the same properties that you outline in your object. But you can also assign them unique variables, just like how instances of cat in our world have unique properties to them as well. So that's it for now. In the coming tutorials, we're going to be jumping in and starting to make our Space Rock game.
Oh shit, here we go.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.
Okay, so this is the one. This is okay. So now we start in on making space rocks. So the cat, this beautiful work of art that I created, and yes, it really is a work of art. It was for naught. Basically, the idea is that this cat, it's not going to be used anywhere except when you die in space rocks, then it'll show this cat. That's probably where I'm going to use it. Okay, so the cat can stay. The object for the cat can go. How do I delete it? But the sprite can stay. Because, I mean, geez, I spent so much time working on it. So, hey, I have done the Windows update. It's just a new update. Of course I've done the Windows update. Space rocks. That's supposed to be a cat? Show it to your wife and tell me that she doesn't agree that this is a beautiful feline. So how do I play this animation? Here. Look at that. Look at that shit. Oh my god. It is fantastic. I even animated this myself, Ash. Yeah. Cat stays. Okay. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. We're going to start with the actual tutorial now.
Hello, and welcome back to the second tutorial on making space rocks in GameMaker.
Hi.
If you're here, then that means you've opted to use GML to continue with this series. So before we get started, let's just have a think about all of the elements that we're going to have to create for our project. So in the game, we have a ship that is controlled by the player. We can tilt the ship left and right, and then we can also move by pressing forwards.
Do I get to draw the stuff
We
myself?
have some asteroids that the player
That'd
can
be kind of
interact
nice.
with. And I just want to give you a heads up that there will be pop-ups throughout this video that will expand on what I'm describing. So
Oh, no.
I encourage you to pause and have a read of those when they come up.
Oh
So
no.
if you haven't already, create a new project in GML. And now before we do anything else, I'm just going to come over to the main game options and change my frames per second. So we can do that here with the little cog, or we can also come into options.
Already
in the
done,
main.
dude.
And we'll just change that to 60 FPS because that is the industry standard. And we'll hit OK.
Already done.
Alright, the next thing I want to do is make our sprites. So remember, sprites are how we represent images in GameMaker. So let's make a new sprite, and I'm going to make this SPR, which stands for Sprite Ship. Alright, so the assets I'm going to be making today are going to be very basic, so you should be able to follow along even if you're not much of an artist. I'm certainly not. But if you want, you can also just download the assets that I have created. So
Oh, she does
the first thing that we kind
underscore.
of have to decide
Okay.
is how big the sprites are going to be. So if you want more drawing space, then feel free to make this larger. I'm actually going to keep this one at 32 by 32. So we double click here to start editing the image, and I'm just going to draw a very basic ship. So I'm going to turn on this grid just to help me with drawing it. And you can change the size of the grid like this.
How do you do that? Where do you do that? Okay. No? Yes. Let's go 10 by 10. No, 8 by 8 is fine. Now, what is this shit? No, 5? Oh my god, it's getting more. I want less. Okay, 24 by 24. That's better. Okay. Carry on. She's drawing a ship.
Alright, so
Okay, she drew it sideways, so she just drew it from there down here. But this doesn't help me very much. I see why she did this. She did 8 by 8 on her grid size, but when I do 8 by 8 on my grid size, it doesn't look anything like her 8 by 8 on her grid size. Her default size of her sprite might be different. Mine is 64 by 64. Hers must be 32 by 32. I see. Okay. I'm just gonna leave the size default. That's fine. Oh, give me a double, dude. Good luck with load shedding, man. That sucks. I hear you. We have the same. Obviously. We have the same, just not today. So that's kind of lucky. I'm gonna make a spaceship. I'm gonna make a spaceship. I'm not gonna resize stuff, so it's whatever. What is this? Line tool. I want a sleek looking ship. It's gonna be like this. This is fantastic. I love art. I already messed it up. It's a little bit off center. Wait, people are gonna rage at me because of that. Let's go there. Okay. That's a cool ship, dude. That's a cool ship. I'd fly this. I'd fly this. Make it ridiculous? What? I want to make it cool, dude. I want to make it cool. What are you talking about? Holy shit. I've made a flying Dorito. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Oh shit. This is skew. No, the circle is just the wrong size. I see. Okay. There. That's the ship. That's the ship. Wait, that's not the ship. This is completely skew. My whole, okay, it's fine. It's good enough. I'm going to take this away, then it's fine. That's the ship.
Of the grid like this.
Go back.
Alright, so that is my ship. The next thing that we have to have a think about is this thing. So if you just click on this picture, we are setting what's called the origin of the sprite. And this is kind of where the sprite is going to be anchored to, and also where the object will be anchored to. So basically where the XY position of the object will be in the room. So if we leave it up the top left, then that means, for example, when we're turning the ship, it's going to start turning from the top left. So it's going to turn very strangely. But we want it to turn from the middle. So I'm going to change this to be the middle center. Alright, next up, I'm going to make 3 different asteroids.
Oh no. Okay. So, I mean, that's where I want the center of the ship. I'm not going to use middle center. I'm going to use a custom one because, well, that's life. But it's getting you irrationally angry that my pixels don't line up with a grid. Did they not line up with a grid? I think they look great. It's fine.
So I'm going to make a small one, which is going...
Okay, so we're going to make asteroids now.
To be 16 by 16. And I'll also just put it in the middle center. And then I'm going to make a medium one.
Okay, so this is done now. Now we're making 3. So assets, sprite, SPR underscore, and she just calls them asteroid, small. And then she goes for a, I mean, now the sizes are a little bit weird.
Which will be 32 by 32.
Okay, so she goes for 16 by 16 on the first one. Then it's been created. Then she duplicates. And then it's SPR asteroid medium. Then we open this. And this one is going to be 32 by 32. Apply. And then I'm assuming she makes a large one, 64 by 64.
And a huge one.
Huge!
Which will be at 64 by 64. So they're all kind of half of each other, so that when we're breaking them apart, they can kind of halve into 2 more asteroids.
Oh, she calls it huge.
So again, I'm going to draw them quite
I can respect that.
It doesn't have to be anything fancy, and I'll speed this bit up and come back to you when I'm finished. Alright, so these are my asteroids.
Oh, sick. Okay, I get to now I get to use my creative bones here and make something really fantastic. So, this is the small one. So, it's a decent asteroid, if I do say so myself. Can we zoom out here? I don't like the little shit thingy here. So wait, cancel it. Go smoother on that. There we go. That's a nice one. It's almost round. It's not entirely round. That's a good small asteroid. That's a good small one. Hey, Chandista, what's up? Hello? Just make them out of the cat? I mean, also a respectable idea. I won't lie. Medium. Let's put a bit more thought into this one's shape. Okay, here we go. Big cat, medium cat, huge cat. Not a terrible idea, actually. Okay, then the large one. I mean, she does some interesting stuff with hers.
So just make sure that all of them are centered at the middle center. And that is all for the sprites. Now it's...
Oh, okay, so that's all she does. I'll do that in a moment. It's going to be so cool to see my own asteroids floating around in space. Oh my god, that is like, holy shit. Should I become a pixel artist for asteroids? Okay, workspace. Let's go for... How did she do this? Middle center. Yeah? It's about right. Okay. And then we're going to go on this one. No, okay, close this shit. Okay. How do I see the rest of the... Oh my god. Hey, that's cool. Okay. This is really weird. Just the way it works. Middle center. It's like look, it's like, this is so weird. So you can have like a big board full of all this stuff in your game here, and you can just zoom in on whatever you want to zoom in on. I dig this. I dig this. Okay, let's carry on with the video.
Let's make the objects. The object.
That one looks like
Make a
Ditto.
new object. We'll call our first one OBJ ship, and you'll see here that we can actually assign a
sprite
picture to this object, so that when it's in the room, it won't just be an invisible object. This will mean.
Dude, this is fantastic. I love this already. Okay, objects. So she keeps going over here, and she goes there, and then she's like, you know, go create new object. But like, I don't know what all these things are. Like, I think she just does this. She goes object. But like, I saw another guy doing this, and it seemed much easier to me. Like, if you just right click here and you go assets and you go object, I think it's exactly the same thing. So it doesn't really matter. So is she teaching me now? Is she teaching me now, basically, a certain way that's universally accepted? So like, is this generally, do people do OBJ, SPR? Is that universally accepted? Is my actual question right now. Logan Walker, what's up? In what's it? Oh, just the prefixes. Or am I starting on something that's a dark path here?
That it will draw this sprite. So we have now set its sprite index to SPR ship. Let's also create OBJ asteroid. And I'm actually only going to have one asteroid object. And we can just set any of these for now. But what I'm actually going to have it do is randomly select from 3 of these sprites when it's created. So that way we're going to get some different kind of objects appearing in the game. So if we come now to our rooms.
Wait, how does she randomly select between them?
Randomly select.
Any random one, she said?
From 3 of these sprites when it's created. So that way we're going to get some different kind of
that'll be part of the
objects
code
appearing in the game. So if we come now to our rooms. So for the time being, we're just going to have one room just to test our game. And I'll call this RM game.
Why? Oh, RM is room. Okay. So we've already got a room, right? Because they automatically made one. Let's rename this one.
And we can just drag our objects in here. And if we run the game now, we should see those coming up.
No way. Okay, hold on. This is going to be the first one. Ship. No, what? Oh, this is the sprite. Objects. Oh, yes. Run the game, run the game. First playtest. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Huh. Okay. Why are my sprites here? I don't know. There you go. I fixed it. Shit. I hope I fixed it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm redoing it, Clea. Hold on. I've already messed this up, dude. I've already messed this up. Don't worry about it. Fill the ship? Can I fill the ship? Yeah, dude, genius. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. No, stop. Wrong one. It put them there by default. That's weird. It's weird. Let's fill the ship. Yeah, sprites. Is there a fill bucket? Holy shit. Oh, let's put some... Should I put a color in? Should I put a color in? Oh, that's so nice. Oh my god. I like yellow. And then some blue. Okay. Color in asteroids? Hell yes. But this is the wrong blue. We wanted there you go. Shit, that's fantastic. Okay. Power Ranger ship now? Yeah. Save it. Save it. Oh my god, yes. Alright, alright. Okay, carry on, lady.
Alright, so there they are. So obviously we can't actually move yet because we haven't added any input to our objects. And you'll also notice just the size of the screen. At the moment, the size of this game window is the same size as the room. So it's 124 pixels by 768.
1024 actually.
So maybe let's just change that. I'm going to make this 500 by 500, which is kind of small, but it's a pretty retro looking game, so I think it's going to fit with it. So if we run the game now, you can see that the game window is a lot smaller and it matches the size of the room. You can actually make game windows that are different to the size of the room, which has to do with the viewports, but we're not going to cover that in this tutorial. All right, so let's come back to the workspace and let's do the logic for our ship. So let's make the...
Oh, did I make the ship too big? I can just make it smaller. Because I did make it double the size. But it's going to make the game harder, you're right. But listen. Listen. Yeah, I made it big compared to the asteroids, you're right. I can just edit image and downscale it, right? I'm almost certain there was an option to just resize. Where is it? Size? Here. Or somewhere here. Size. Here we go. Yeah, just resize. Scale image. 32. 32. There you go. That's it. Done.
This ship move. So remember how I said
oh,
in
here
the
comes the
previous
stuff,
tutorial
dude.
that our fundamental logic of programming is basically if this, then that?
Okay. Why does she... Look, I've got this bar on the side here, and she doesn't have this bar on the side here. Like, it's actually bothering me, because her UI is just... It looks different. I don't know what this bar is on the side. Click the arrows to collapse it. Which ones? Arrow far left. Ah, thank you. Yeah, she doesn't even have those arrows there. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I didn't see that there. Okay, so I should know these things, but...
Or in GameMaker, it would be if an event happens, do a certain action. So to make the ship move according to our input, an event that we could use is the keyboard presses. So we could create 3 events and put the different logic inside these events. But another thing you can do is also use what's called the step event. The step event is a really important event. It's actually akin to a frame of the game. So remember how we set our game to be 60 frames per second? Well, in GameMaker, frames are basically called steps. And so there are 60 steps in a second. So this means that whatever code we put in here is going to be run 60 times per second. And the benefit of putting all of them in the step event is that we can see all the logic at once. So I'm just going to...
Why does she not have this here? Is this because I'm a newbie? Oh, holy shit, are they patronizing me? Can I just keep writing here? I don't need to care about this. Or must I delete this? I think I delete this.
Okay. Create some room and dock these panels. And we'll make this a little bit larger. And let's have a think. So in plain English, what we want to do is basically say, if we press the, let's go with the left key, then we want to tilt the ship a certain direction. So in code, what we can do is use the if statement. So if something, which we put in these parentheses, then we use curly brackets to say what we want it to do. So anything in the curly brackets going to be performed if this is true. So I could say if 1 equals 1, that is true. So it's going to run this code.
Oh, there are notes that pop up, and I didn't see the previous one. That's that sound. Okay, so it says here, note, when making a comparison, is x equal to y, we use double equals. If we are setting a value, we use single equals. However, in GML, a single equals is allowed for comparisons, but other languages are not so permissive. Okay.
So it's going to run this code in the curly brackets. But what we're checking, of course, is the input. So now, at this stage, I just want to say there is a lot to explore in GameMaker.
Okay, 1 is assignment, and 2 is comparison.
There's an entire
when you put in the double when you put in the double slashes, it's ignored by the compiler. Okay, I see.
Language of GML, but in these tutorials I'll pretty much only have time to go over the relevant functions and variables. So if there's anything, even in the interfaces that I don't discuss, any buttons or anything, feel free to hover over them, look them up in the manual, play around with the values. It really is the best way to learn. And a great place to start is the manual. So for example, if I wanted to find out how to get the input, I could come over to the scripting, GML, reference, and I can have a look in the control functions, keyboard input. So this will tell us exactly how to get input from the keyboard. So we can use this keyboard check. So this keyboard check is checking if we're pressing the A button. And there's a few different functions so we can check if a key is pressed, if it's released, or if it's just down, right? So if I'm pressing the key down, I want it to keep spinning. I don't want it to do it just once, which is what's going to happen if we use pressed. So if we press the left key, and we can see here that left key is VK left. So if we put keyboard check, the function's going to pop up. And then inside these brackets, so be careful of your brackets here, we can put VK left. So now we want to spin the ship. And again, in...
Holy shit, it's already so difficult. Okay, so if keyboard check...
We can put VK
and she says it pops up, right?
We can see here that left key is VK left. So if we put keyboard check, the function's going to pop up. And then inside the...
So we take this one, key, and then we're going to go VK left, right?
These brackets, so
Let me see what she typed.
Be careful of your brackets here. We can put VK left. So now we want to spin the ship. And again, in the manual, there's a
section in the manual on instanced variables, which every instance in GameMaker will have. These variables can be used to change the position, size, picture, color, angle, etc. of any instance.
Variable called image angle that we can change. And this is to do with the rotation of the sprite. And one important thing to note here is what direction is in GameMaker. So right, as it says, is 0 degrees. So 0 degrees actually starts here, just like it does on the unit circle. And then the top is going to be 90 degrees, left is 180, and down is 270. So it is actually...
So she's showing it like this.
And then the top is going to be 90 degrees, left is 180, and down is 270. So it is actually important how you've drawn the sprite. So
okay, one other question I have that she doesn't answer is why did she make this gap here? Like she did this, right? Immediately. She moved this down there. In other words, she put that, this one is here and this one is here. So like, why didn't she just have the two brackets next to each other there?
So note how I've drawn the ship pointing to the right. This is what we want because this means
it's formatting. So you know something's going to be there.
Pointing 0 degrees. And
but it's not there yet. Let's see what she does.
It's going to match exactly what the direction is. So make sure your ship is pointing to the right. Okay, so what we want to do is change the value of image angle. So basically we want to add to it. We want to make it equal itself plus, because remember we're going that way. So plus, let's just do 5. Another way to write this is image angle plus.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure why, like, see, okay. Let's just watch the rest of this before I type it in.
Equals 5. So it's equal to itself plus 5. And let's just copy this for the right, except instead of adding, we want to subtract. All right, so let's test that. So press left.
No. Okay. Let's go back and watch it again. And she gave a different example.
It's equal to itself plus 5. And let's just image angle. So basically we want to add to it. We want to make it equal itself plus, because remember we're going
those are just the same,
way.
Yes. I see.
Plus, let's just do 5. Another way to write.
So note that we finish our code with a semicolon. That's what I wanted to know. This is the coding equivalent of finishing a sentence with a full stop. Oh, okay. However, again, unlike the other languages that require semicolons, GML will compile it even if you forget them.
This is
but you shouldn't.
Image angle plus equals.
I was confused about the plus minus and the semicolon, but I understand the semicolon now.
So it's equal to itself plus 5. And let's just copy this.
Okay, so that's the basic idea of it, and she's got it down. And I've got the same here. So this was just for readability then, are you saying? Because like it's a little weird. And now she wants the same for right. And I think this is just -5. And So how does the 5 come into it?
Direction is.
Let me just read this
again. Make sure
again.
your ship is pointing to the right. Okay, so what we want to do is change the value of image angle. So basically, we want to add to it. We want to make it equal itself plus.
Is that the
remember,
speed?
We're going that way. So plus. Let's
Plus,
just do 5.
I'm assuming 5
Another
is the
way
speed.
to write this is image angle plus equals 5. So it's equal to itself plus 5. And let's just copy this.
That's the speed, I'm guessing.
For the right, except instead of
If I make it 10,
adding,
it'll be faster.
we want to subtract. All right, so let's test that.
Let's test it. 5 is the angle. Oh, by 5 degrees. Oh, for each frame. Okay, which is the speed. yeah, okay. Which is technically the speed. Okay, but it's the angle, yes, plus 5. So you're taking it, you're turning it by 5 degrees for each frame. Okay, let's compile our game. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's test this. This is awesome. Holy shit, I've got a game. Ah! Close it first. Oh, but what if it's 1? But what if it's 1? That's extreme hard mode. Okay. Okay, so 5 is a sweet spot. I should trust her on this. Alright. Okay, I dig that. I wanted to test it. Now I've tested it.
So press left and right, and you can see that we're moving the ship.
Oh, and I think for playability purposes, let's have a look at this. Look. So let me just check how it looks quickly. No, that's fine. I was gonna say maybe I should move the the central point around a bit, but publish the game. How much do you think? Could I sell it for like 99 cents maybe on Steam? I think it's pretty good so far. I have faith.
Okay, now for movement. So we're going to do VK up. Generally, the way that we make things move in GameMaker is changing their XY position in the room. So you can see, even in here, that the XY position of objects changes as I move this. So over here is 0, and over here it's increasing. And the same.
Okay, so she's busy showing off basically if you move it around in the room.
So over here is 0, and over here it's increasing. And the same actually goes for Y, so the origin is actually up the top, and it increases as we go down. But to actually get the ship to move as if it's in outer space, we want it to be using momentum, and that actually involves calculating a bunch of vectors.
Oh, I should sell it for $3.75 for the alpha. Early access, limited. Yeah.
And I don't want to have to do a 30-minute math lecture here, so we are just going to use a built-in function, motion add. So this, you can just middle click on this to bring up the documentation.
Oh my god, can you actually do that? No ways, dude. That's kind of fantastic. Okay, so she's now doing VK up, right? And then she's taking this away here, and she's doing... Now tell me, what's wrong with type in here? Is there nothing? It's just readability. So she tabs once for readability, right? It's just readability. It's just you want your code to look neat. So, ugly and bad practice? Oh shit, you guys are gonna love my code.
Motion add. So this, you can just middle click on this to bring up the documentation page if you want to have a read. Basically,
motion add. This function will modify the current direction and speed of the instance run in the code, combining the values given with the current values. If you wish to simply change these values, you should be using the function motion set. I want to add momentum to it, so I'm using add. Okay, let's just watch the video first, and we'll get back to it. She's going to explain it, I hope.
Adds a certain amount of movement in a certain direction. So the direction that we want to add the movement is just going to be the image angle.
Note that the function and the required arguments come up in the bottom left corner. We want to add movement in the direction the sprite is facing. That's 180, right? 0, right? Well, I mean, it depends on where you turn it. So
And then the speed, if we're
okay, so like that you can't even know yet. So she's add in motion add. Let's just see. Image angle. So it's at the angle of the image. But she puts a comma here. Why?
pressing the up key for quite a few seconds, that's going to be running this code, because it's the step event, 60 times per second. So if we put a number like 1, that's actually going to be increasing the speed up to 60 in just 1 second. So it's going to be going...
You're a little salty that she hasn't had him comment on each of these functions, just for the sake of instilling the practice. Commenting should be basic. Oh, tell me about that quickly. So commenting is when you, what Artful said, how do I leave a comment? Because I like, okay, can I leave myself, future me, a note that says, shit, this is what I just did here. So can I, where would I click to leave the comment? Here? Or is that not right? Can I leave it like here? Can I space and then put it there? So I can be like, this... lets the ship turn, makes the ship. And then I can say the same over there for turn right. I mean, it depends. Obviously, if I'm like if I'm a professional already, new lines look better. Okay. But before or after. If I'm a professional, I'm not going to put this shit in because I know what's going to be happening. Because this still looks like it's grouped with this shot. That doesn't work. Like that? Professionals should also comment. But I mean, even on basic stuff, do they do that? Okay. So, new line for functions, yes, but a quick variable. You shove it on the end. So something quick and small like this, you shove it on the end like I just did. In other words, if it's not something fancy nonsense, then you just put it like that there. And you take this space away. So that's not messing up the code at all. This is not going to touch that shit. Oh, like, it'll go here, rather. No, but that looks nasty, dude. Because it's like in this bracket here. Oh, here. Oh, this is better. Ah, that's pretty. That's so pretty. But then I have to go like this, right? That is so pretty. Okay, so I want to install this habit from the start. There. That looks nice. I love that they changed the color of the text automatically. Okay. So So the comments are basically, it's important for future you or for anyone else that looks at your code to remember. You also do blank lines between functions. I mean, this is readable for me right now. It's fine. Because of the colors, it's readable. Yeah.
Going extremely fast.
Oh, but she has spaces here. Hold on. Yeah. There you go. Okay. That's it.
So we actually don't want to add too much. I'm going to make it a very small number, and feel free to play with these values if you want. All of this is just how I have set this out.
Okay, so I don't quite get the way that they do like the text. So I'll probably put I'm guessing that I'm putting that behind this right here. I didn't look now if she did that. Yes, she did. But she put it in a bracket as well. So it's like we close in the bracket and then we put in that there to end the line. But like I'm not quite sure, like image angle, comma, and then the number. So it's like, why? So it's motion add. So it's add in motion, and it's adding it to the image angle, and that's the amount. But why isn't there an equals here? That's weird. Okay, it's fine. I'll learn it eventually.
There's literally infinity ways to code something. So don't think I have a bunch of magic numbers and I am all-knowing. I definitely am not. This is just one way to do it. Okay, let's test that. So.
Oh, we're testing it. Okay. We're testing it. Holy shit. Oh! Where'd I go? I'm back. Oh, shit. Slow down. I'm coming back. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. No, I'm lost, dude. I'm lost in space. Okay. Stop. That's awesome. Okay. Carry on.
Move and press forwards and we're moving. Okay, that's great. But you'll notice as we go outside the room, we kind of disappear. What we're going to do is actually have the object wrap around.
Okay, so this is the equivalent of jumping into the deep end of programming. Isn't this like literally the absolute basics? So basically they didn't teach me fundamentals, but I'm jumping into actually programming something.
The room.
Is that the problem here?
And so we could set up logic here ourselves. We could check if the X position of the player is outside the room, so it could be is less than 0 and is larger than 500. But again, our life can be made easier if we use a built-in function. So there's one called move wrap. And again.
Okay, so she's got a note here again. Note how we are not putting move wrap in an if condition. This means it'll be performed every step of the game, which is necessary for cases where the ship is moving but there's no player input. Oh, of course, because obviously you if it's moving and you're not pressing forward, the momentum will still take it. You won't be pressing the key, and if you're not pressing the key, it won't wrap around. Oh, hey, whoa. That's kind of unexpected, especially considering what I'm doing here. Still, listen, you're so fantastic. Wow. Legit. I cannot begin to state how fantastic you are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the fact that you're dropping in here with all your lalas. What up? I hope your stream went really well. I hope you're enjoying Final Fantasy X. I'm so glad you're playing those games. And I really hope that you're doing good. I saw that there was some good news on your Twitter recently. I saw... What was that? Oh no, dude. Oh no. Oh, what are you doing? Dude, someone just gifted 50 subs? What is this? Anonymous? Is this a person or is this someone who gifted them anonymously? I don't know these things, dude. This doesn't happen enough. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Whoa. I was still busy thanking Stahl. Stahl, welcome. Lala's welcome. Hey. Aniria, welcome. Tresturian, hi. Hi. That was me actually saying hello to someone, by the way. I'm not having a stroke. Koya, Yumi, Narestro, hello. And yeah, we're learning today. So, listen, I'm not playing a regular game or anything today. Hold on. I'm going to get to the subs in just a moment, okay? I decided just before the weekend, I wanted to learn to code and I want to make a game. So, I'm learning to code. I'm making a game. This is literally the starting point. This is day one. I'm watching tutorials. It's going to take a while. This might be boring for most of you guys, but I really appreciate you guys dropping in. Stahl, I hope your stream was fantastic. I was so glad to see all the good stuff that was happening to you on Twitter. You are amazing and you deserve it, and it's good. Don't think anything else. Just think that. Think happy thoughts, okay? You're fantastic. So, holy shit. Anonymous, thank you so much. What the hell, man? What the hell, dude? You spoil me so. I can't even thank all those people. I can't even say welcome to every one of those people. That's way too many people. But welcome and thank you. You're insane. Do any of you guys know any coding? Do any of you guys do all this stuff? Because, like, I personally, I'm brand new to this. It's insane. Graveyard Brawl, what's up? Hello, hello, nice to see you. And listen, Anonymous, you are insane. You have just spoiled me rotten. I appreciate it more than you can ever know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Legit, like, that's crazy. Thanks. And once again, I'm so sorry. I would love it if I was playing, like, a Final Fantasy game or something that you guys are used to seeing, but this is something different. But I will say, this is for the betterment of myself, my being. It is for peace of mind. It is me committing myself to learning something new. And I always say this to everyone in my channel. If you're learning something, it's not a waste of time. It really isn't. So I want to learn to do this. I'm going to commit myself to it. I'm going to learn to do this. It's going to be fantastic. So if you guys want to join for that, hey, what up? Welcome. You can be here. You can try and learn with me, or you can just laugh at my failures, because there are going to be a lot of failures. Okay. I just started this. I'm like 35 years old. It's going to be a mish, but I'm excited for it. And guys, if you haven't already, Jesus, just go follow Stahl. Stahl is like the coolest, chillest, most amazing Lalafell you've ever seen. And she has a fantastic and loving community, as you may well just have seen with Anonymous. Anonymous, you're amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you. And you just gifted a tier 1 sub to Coding Good. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Graveyard Brawl, thanks for following the channel. Stahl is just the best. If you haven't followed Stahl yet, it's such an easy nickname to type in. Twitch.tv/Stahl. STAL. Like, it is the perfect nickname. It's literally just 4 letters that you type in and you're there. You can do it. Go check her out. Go give her a follow. And, like, honestly, you won't regret it. A tier 3 sub to Stahl. Oh my god. Oh, thank you so much. And welcome, Stahl. I wish I had more emotes for you to use at tier 3, but now that I'm learning to do pixel art and, well, coding, hopefully I'll make my own emotes, okay? Thank you. Anonymous, listen, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you from. But I love you so much. Thanks for that. I can't wait to tell my wife. I really can't. So, thank you. I'm going to learn pixel art as well, yes. I have this program. It's called, let me tell you what the name is. Sprite? I think it's called Sprite. And I want to use that in combination with GameMaker Studio 2. And I'm going to try and work some things out. Oh my god, this is best. Yeah, my Lalafell is beautiful. Sprite is fantastic. Yeah, it's really cool. I'll never get the game finished at this pace, Sai. Oh, I'll finish the game. Don't you worry. Listen, I want to just say thank you once again to Stahl and to Anonymous Gifter and everyone else that just arrived. You're fantastic. We're going to jump back into the learning now, and hopefully we are going to get something done here. I'm trying to learn the fundamentals. I'm trying to learn what needs to happen to make this work. It's difficult, but we're gonna persevere. Okay, so I hope you guys, all of you, have fantastic evenings further, fantastic days further, and so on and so forth. Thanks for being here once again, Stahl. I hope you have some good rest. I really do. Thank you once again. I'm watching this video right here. It's about making space rocks, and it's helping me. It's helping me. I'm putting in some comments here that apparently are going to help me in the future. This is for future Lumin. This is to make the ship wrap around and not just disappear into space. Is it DISS? No, this is correct. Okay. And then basically we go into the next line and we're going to do move. But should I leave a space? No, this is fine. Wrap. And then we're doing the command here. Yeah, thank you once again, Anonymous. You're insane. Thank you. Thank you.
And if we bring up the documentation, it tells you exactly what it does. So it's going to...
And hey, Stahl, go well once again. Legit. You are... Wow. That's all I can say.
Wrap an instance that leaves the room, and you can actually just use it to horizontally or vertically wrap. We're going to say that we want it to do both, and we can also set a margin. So let's say...
Whoa, stop. I want to see if I can figure this out. So horizontal, vertical. Oh, but it says it right there. Okay. So I kind of ruined it for myself, but I was going to see if I could figure it out. So it would be horizontal, comma, vertical, comma, and then, but I mean, you don't know, I'd have to put the number in, right? Or how does that work?
Margin.
Let's see.
So let's say true, and let's...
Oh no, true. Oh my God, that's different. True, and no margin.
Just set the margin to 0 for now, because I want to show you what it means. It's a bit hard to describe. So if we go outside the room, you can see it kind of pops over to the edge, and it looks a little bit clunky. And that's because it is warping the player as soon as its origin, which is in the center, reaches the edge of the screen. And its nose is kind of appearing too far over too quickly. What we could do...
Yeah, so in Neria, we at this point, we just making Asteroids, okay? It's the Asteroid game. And I'm probably going to sell it for, like, seriously big bucks on Steam. Like, I'm going to make a killing off of this, of course. That's needless to say. But I have to start somewhere, obviously. So this is where I decided to start.
Is make sure the entire thing is over before we have it appear here. So I'm going to set that margin to be half the size of the ship. So we can use...
16. Okay. 16.
Built-in variable called sprite width. We could also just use sprite height because they're actually the same. And divide that by 2. So if we do it now, we can see it's a little smoother. Okay, now.
Okay, she had a pop-up here. Hey Dave, what's up, man?
The size.
You have a grievance?
So we can use a built-in variable called sprite width. We could also just use sprite height because they're actually the same.
I'm going to watch more tutorials. So remember, we made the dimensions for our ship 32 by 32. Yes, okay.
And divide that by 2. So if we do it now.
Okay, let's test the game. My ship's much cooler than her ship because it's yellow. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Oh my God. Dude. Okay, so the grievance is that the tutorial isn't teaching you about multiplying the values by frame time. At the moment, frame rate changes, so will the rate of turning and moving. It's locked to 60 FPS, and since it's so simple, it shouldn't drop. Oh, so if my game had frame drops, then this would be one of those situations where a badly coded game would have issues like Bethesda games do, right? Is that what you're saying? Am I understanding you correctly? This is like a Bethesda Games situation right here. Is that what you're saying? Where when you put 144 hertz, then the game would be running like a damn turbo boosted mode. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. It feels fine for me right now. But maybe they're trying to skip over stuff to make it less overwhelming. I think that's a great possibility, right? Yeah, 10 FPS would be in a slower ship compared to 100. Got it. Okay. Well, for now, that's fine. Okay? And I'm going to watch another video soon, or another series soon, by the guy who made the games called Gunpoint. It's this guy right here. Look.
I'm Tom Francis. This is going to be a tutorial about making your first game with no experience. And the thing I recommend for doing that is GameMaker, which is what you see here.
This guy, his video, I'm going to watch his video soon too. And I'm going to learn from him as well. And literally, dude, the fact that I've already made this shit, that's more than I thought I could ever do. Yo, Diamonds, you watched that tutorial series as well? I think it's like 30 parts. It's really good. I'm so glad. Okay, that's fantastic. It's a simple thing and should be taught right off the bat. I hope that he teaches it then. Okay. No, it's not your opinion. That's true. It's not just your opinion. That's true. Okay. So she didn't do this in like multiple lines. Why did this not have these brackets? Is there a quick and simple explanation for why I didn't have the curly fry brackets? And tell me, it's not an if. Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Okay, if it's an if. Oh, there's no if here. You're right. There's no if here. True. Okay. Curly brackets tell you tell it what to do when the if is true. Oh, okay. So if keyboard check VK left. So if you press in VK left, then this gets done. The part in the curly fry bracket. Now, this is again a question that I ask. Why is this bracket not just like, why didn't they do this? I'm sorry if this is a stupid question, but why didn't they do this? But readability? It's ugly and bad practice. Is it though? Like, what is the point of this one little curly fry down here? Like, I just don't get it. Oh! Easier to see if you forgot it. It stands out more. Okay. You can clearly see where it stops as well. Okay. Oh, so it's something that happens. You forget to close the bracket and then your game explodes. Is that something that happens often? I understand that. I sort of get that, huh? I actually understand that. Okay. I got that. Okay, okay. That makes perfect sense. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, lady, speak. And Narestro, what's up? You have some experience programming scripting in Python and Bash and Corn Shell. Learning a new language is always slow at the start, but as you learn more, you'll be able to do really cool stuff. Like in a few days, you'll feel a lot more comfortable experimenting with your own code. I'm glad to hear it, man. Once you have brackets in brackets, it'll all be a lot easier to read this way. Gotcha. Horbless, what's up? Also, if you have more than one in those lines of brackets, it'll be easier to read. Oh, I understand. So if I have this here plus another line and then only the bracket, it would, yes, absolutely, it would be easier to read. Okay, let's see what she says.
We can see it's a little smoother.
Yes.
Okay, now, our asteroids in the game weren't actually moving or doing anything, and we just had that one kind of object. So, let's have...
What's wrong with it? Is this right? Artful, is something wrong here? This looks nice to me. I think this looks nice. Rux, you can have multiple commands inside brackets. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You like to have yours on the same line? Wait, you always had yours at the end of the opening statement, but you could put it on the next line. What do you mean? Like, do you put yours here? I don't see anything wrong here. What's going on? Oh, this one? Oh, do you do yours like that? The opening one? This makes, to me, honestly, this makes to me a lot more sense. Because at least you're following a pattern that is predictable. It's like, why would you have this one there at the top and not this one there? This makes more sense. Yeah. Can I do it like this? And this will make people happy? What was the pattern? No, I wasn't following a pattern before. I was following this lady's advice. It makes it easier to see where the open and close is. Yes, exactly. Because otherwise, you might forget the opening bracket. Yeah, okay, okay.
Have it that when they're created, so in the create... So, let
sprite
width... We
Oh
can
no,
also
where are we
just
now?
use sprite height because they're actually the same. And divide that by 2. So if we do it now, we can see... Okay, now, our asteroids in the game weren't actually moving or doing anything, and we just had that one kind of object. So, let's have it that when they're created, so in the create event, so this event, unlike the step event, it runs once, only once when the object is created, and then never again. So this is a...
Okay, so we're making one that runs once and never again. I must tell you, one thing that I'm a little weirded out by is this. It's like this weird spider web of all the different stuff that I've got in my project. And I mean, I like it, but it's strange. So I can close these, right? So there's that. Asteroids. Add event create. Okay. Okay, wait. Quickly, once again, what was, because Stahl's amazing benefactors sub-spam pushed it off the screen. But what is the idea between 3 and 2? What's the difference again? Like, quick and dirty? What's the difference between 3 and 2? She obviously has none of this. 2, I thought, was just the what? The triple thing and desk is description, is for a comment in the events box. After that, you can put anything. But I can remove all of this right now.
A great place for us to do any kind of setup for the object. So this is where you would declare variables and also perform once-off actions. So for example, right now I want to change its sprite index to be one of 3 things. So this one, or this one. And there is a handy function called choose, which is kind of like a random picker. So whatever we put in here, so 1, 2, 3, it will randomly choose from these and then spit out one of them. But instead of numbers, we're going to put sprites. And what I'm going to do, because you can actually open these parentheses and have them over multiple lines, and it can kind of help with readability, because I don't have much space here. I'm going to say SPR asteroid small.
Okay, she's showing something. Okay, so here she's doing readability for us. And she's saying you can do it like that. Now we've got this unhappy face here. I understand. So she's adding them here. She's doing tab. And then the 3 items you choose between SPR, asteroid, small. And then we're going to go SPR, asteroid, medium. SPR, asteroid, huge. And then a comma, right? No, there won't be a comma there.
And SPR, asteroid, huge. Okay, cool. So we have set the sprite index. So if you ran that now, you should see that its sprite index is changing to be either small, medium, or large.
Am I following the right code here? As in, is this correct? Or should that one actually be over there? Because I feel like if I'm being consistent, then this is right.
So another thing I want it to do is, as soon as it gets created, choose a random direction and kind of head in that direction. So there are a few other built-in variables you can use. So the direction, which is different than the image angle, because the image angle is just about how it's drawing, but the direction is to do with the movement of the object, so where the object is moving. I'm going to get it to choose a random number between 0 and 359, right?
So what she's doing is iRandom range 0 and 359. The I in iRandom range means integer, whole number. The random range function will include decimal numbers.
Right, so I'm not going to include 360 just because that's the same as 0 degrees. And I might also just do the same for the image.
You'd put that all in one line. So you just use it in the curly fried brackets, like this. You do this. I mean, it's not ugly in any way. But what I want to do is I want to put the okay.
Angle, just so all of.
Okay. And then, I mean, this is fine. And then I'm going to say like, this is picking a direction for them to float into. Let me just see if this is correct. Wrong one.
The asteroids start off looking a little bit differently. And even though we've set the direction, we're actually not moving yet, right? We would have to change the speed. So let's change the speed to be 1. And then, because it's now moving just like the player object, I want it to also do this wrapping. So let's just copy that and add it into the step event. And maybe another thing we can do is to just have the asteroid slowly rotating. So we could add to
Okay.
the image angle.
So she just did a
I
whole
want
lot
to
of stuff.
Also do this wrapping. So let's just copy that direction. We're actually not
So let's check this movement stuff out first. So she just did a whole lot of stuff in a row there. The direction is irandom range 0. Why is it 3, 5, 9? It seems like a random amount. Because of 360 degrees. Oh, okay, and if she said 360, what would have happened? Read the docs on it. Oh, yeah. This function is similar to random range, only with integer values as the output. You supply low value for the range as well as high value. Okay, yeah, the low and the high, yes, that's the two numbers. And the function will return a random integer value within, including the given range. Okay, so for example, 10 to 35 will return an integer between 10 and 35, inclusive. With as the irandom function, real numbers can be used. In which case they'll be rounded to the nearest integer. 6.2 or 9.9 as examples. Note this function will return the same value every time the game is run afresh, due to the GameMaker Studio generates a small initial random seed. Oh! Every time to make debugging code a far easier task. To avoid this behavior, use randomize at the start of your game. Wow, dude. Holy shit. So it's actually not random. but after the first one, it will be random. I think. Right?
not moving yet, right? We would have to change the speed. So let's change the
Yo, Zivas, what's up? Learning how to program. Yes. But it is effectively random, yes.
speed to be 1. And then, because it's now moving just like the player object, I wanted to also do this wrapping.
Okay, so she wants it to wrap.
Let's just copy that and add it in.
So the wrap-in is this. I'm going to take the whole wrap-in thing with the note and everything. How do I scroll up? There we go. And I reset the view like this, right? Yeah, okay. And then we make it a new one.
Into the step event. And maybe another thing we can do is to just have the asteroid slowly rotating. So we could add to the image angle. So image angle equals image angle plus 1, or you could just write image angle plus equals 1. That would be saying the same thing. So now
So she wants it to slowly rotate, but we used this. Let me just check quickly. In step here, this was when I pressed stuff, it rotated. But now the way I'm doing it is I'm just throwing the code in here immediately, and it's just gonna rotate by itself.
now if we run the game, there we go. We've got our asteroids.
Okay. This is it feels like a really stupid question because this is something I should just feel out for myself. But how would I format something like this? Because this feels really weird to me. Like, I want to put the code in here, so I'd be like, this is by the way to make the asteroids. To make the asteroids spin slowly. And this runs every frame, so they're going to spin it a little bit far. They're going to spin it at one frame every... Well, every frame they'll turn by 1. So 1 degree. Is that 1 degree? Huh. Okay. Let's run the game and see what happens. Oh, but just the one is.
It's all wrapping
Oh no, and it's spinning in a circle.
around the room.
Wait. Did I do this wrong? I did something wrong somewhere. Oh, wait, okay, hold on.
Next time, we're going to be working on some...
No.
Right, we would have...
Okay. I didn't set their pivot points, yes. You're right. That's what it is. Okay. So, objects, asteroid. Did I set their pivot points? Let's have a look. Where would I have done that? It's... This is the object. Is it in object or is it in sprites? Yeah. That's there. Ah, there we go. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay, so now we can close these. I'm not sure if I should be like, if I should just leave everything open. Because like it feels like a bit of a waste of space. Moving things around and like, I don't know. Caring too much about that. But I think it's still, something's still wrong. Hold on. I don't think it matters if they're open notes. It's confusing. Okay, now this is right at least. The spinning is right. But... and they're all spinning. But hers are moving and mine aren't. So I didn't put the speed thing in then. Or what was it that I missed? Oh my god.
Okay, now, our asteroids in the game won't actually again. So this is what you would declare here. So one SPR asteroid variable object. So where the object is for the image moving.
It would be in step. Oh, speed just 1. Okay, that's the one I missed. Okay, so she put speed 1 in there. Alright, default view. So she basically... this controls the speed that the rocks move... let's just put asteroids in there. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Huh. That's actually kind of sick. I just... wow. That's nice. Okay. So that was her that's the video done. So what did she say we're doing in the next video?
The image angle. So image angle. Next time, we're going to be working on some shooting and collisions. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time.
How do I find the next video? God, dude. Oh, this is the one, right?
Hello, and welcome to the third tutorial on making space rocks with GML in GameMaker. Today, we are doing attacks and collisions. Now, in our game, we're going to have 2 collision cases. So one is the player colliding with the asteroids, and the other is the player's bullet colliding with the asteroids. We haven't made the bullets yet, so let's concentrate on that first one. So in GameMaker, the way our standard collisions work is that one object checks if its collision mask or bounding box is overlapping with that of another object. And this collision mask is something that we set up in the sprite for the object. So let's come over to the ship sprite. Over here, you'll see the collision mask. So by default, it's going to be set to a rectangle that covers the entire sprite. But there are some other options. We can set it to be an ellipse or a diamond. We can also set the mode to be manual so that we can control the dimensions. And we can also make it precise collisions, which basically means the collisions will be pixel perfect. So they'll check for each pixel individually. And you might be wondering, why don't we just make everything precise? Why are there even options for rectangles and ellipses? Well, collisions tend to be among the more costly computations to make in game development. Admittedly, modern computers are extremely fast and serious performance issues are probably not going to happen unless you have several hundred collision checks or more, but it's better practice to opt for efficiency when you can. Rectangular collision checks are much more simple computations to make than checking a circle, and certainly more than checking every single pixel, which is what a precise collision check does. So
Oh my
let's
God.
just make shapes that approximate the shape of our sprites. So for the ship objects, we could just do a diamond. And we can make the mode manual, and then we can kind of distort this shape so that it matches the ship sprite. So generally speaking, even if the hitbox doesn't cover the entire sprite, especially if it's the player's...
How is this any different from it being sort of precise? Like, she's basically making it precise. Okay, I mean, I understand, but like, still, at the same time, it seems to me that this makes no sense. More complex shape. Oh, so if I had made this weird triangle thing that I've got here, then it would actually just be a more complex shape, and that would kind of suck. Okay, I understand, but still, it feels kind of weird. This is fine. So the back end of my ship is fair game, and it's not going to get hit. So in 3D, a WoW orc. How does that... What is the complexity there? I obviously didn't do a great job painting this thing, but this is fine. Okay, speak to me, girl.
Sprite, the player isn't really going to mind if the tips of the sprite don't cause...
Trying to calculate precise hitbox of that would be insane, so they used capsule instead. Yeah, okay, I understand. Like a...
collision, because it kind of works in their favor. But what will feel unfair, for example, is if we had a rectangle and the very outsides of the sprite did cause a collision where the player saw that it clearly...
Rather easier than harder, I
so
say,
we set
yes.
the ship's collision mask. Let's go ahead and do the asteroids.
Oh, the asteroids are going to be easy. Let me see if I can do that alone. So, we're doing it on the... Oh, we're doing it on the sprites, right? Yes, okay. So, on the sprites, if we go for... Let's go for huge first. I think that what she's going to tell me to do is she'll go for automatic, and then she'll go for ellipse. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to change the shape or anything like that. And then on this one, same thing. I'm guessing now. I'm going to look quickly if she says it, but... Yeah. And this one's going to be perfect. Oh, yeah. But let's see if I'm correct.
So for these,
So she kind of skipped over it, but you would make a player hitbox slightly smaller so the player can get narrow escapes and feel good about it. Yeah, well, that's exactly sort of what I was sort of half kind of maybe saying. It's like rather easier than harder. In other words, you rather want to give the player more wiggle room than less.
I think a pretty good shape for them is going to be an ellipse. And I might actually just leave that just at the automatic, but you can fit it a little bit better if you want. Alright, and now let's actually program the collision event. And this is where we should consider one more thing. Should I have the asteroid objects checking for a collision with the player object, or should I have the player check for a collision with the asteroids? Well,
player
like I said
with
before,
asteroids.
Collision checks can be costly, so we should go with the option that will result in the fewer number of collision checks. So since
Player
there could be
asteroids.
tens of asteroids in the room at any one time, but just one player object, it's going to be more efficient for one player to check for a collision with the asteroids. And the same is going to go with the bullets when we get to that. So let's come over to the ship. And there's a few ways that we could do this. There are collision functions that we could use in the step event, but there's also a dedicated event for a collision. So let's go ahead and click colliding with the asteroid. And so just like the step event, this...
So... What did she just do?
So let's go ahead and click collide.
Oh my god, collision? There's actually just a thing to do there. Holy shit.
Colliding with the asteroid. And so, just like the step event, this event gets triggered when there is a collision, when those bounding boxes are intersecting. So now we just have to work out what we want the player to do once we've intersected with an asteroid. So later on, we will want to be doing stuff like deducting lives and perhaps deducting the score. But for now, I'm just going to make the player destroy itself. And there is a function for this, so we can type instance destroy. And this will destroy whatever instance is calling this function. So if we just run the game and move our player into an asteroid, you can see that it destroys itself. Now let's do the ship with the bullets. So for this, we should go and make a bullet sprite. So let's add a new sprite. I'm going to call this SP.
Okay, she's going really fast now. Jeez. Okay. Hi Troll, what's up? Thanks for following the channel. Yo, Naristro, thank you so much. You're curious what creative things I can make once I get used to it? I'm also curious. Collision for precision would be checked pixel by pixel, whereas if you use a box or sphere, you could do math to calculate the boundary that applies to the whole thing. Oh, okay, so even if you make it smaller or bigger, it's still going to use the same math for the whole thing. I get it, I get it. Thanks, Narestro. Put play speed on 0.75. I don't want to... It's fine, it's fine.
PR bullet. And I'm...
Okay, so now we're making a new bullets, right?
So let's add a new sprite.
So that's it. This is all she wanted here. This is for asteroid collision and to destroy the ship if you collide with them. It's like bad wording, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, and that was on the ship. So now we're going to make a new object, right? Or is it a sprite? Oh, we're making a new sprite. Okay.
We call this SPR bullet. And I'm going to make this pretty small. So it's just going to be 2 by 2. And I'll come into it. And I'm just going to color this white. Okay. And the collision mask for this will just be the entire thing. So we can leave it at the default. Center the origin in the middle center. Let's go ahead.
Okay, hold on. She is going quite fast. So she's going to draw the whole thing, right? Let's see.
So let's add a new sprite. I'm going to call this SPR bullet. And I'm going to make this pretty small. So it's just going to be 2 by 2. And I'll come into it. And I'm just going to color this white.
You impressed that it has its own sprite maker? I like that. I like that I don't have to do the sprites elsewhere.
Okay, and the collision mask...
How does she skip between that and this so quickly? Hold on.
Right.
Oh, she closes it. Okay, she just closes it. Ah, there you go. Okay, it's tiny, man.
Okay, and the collision mask for this will just be the entire thing, so we can...
Okay, collision mask. Okay, the entire thing. Yes.
Leave it at the default. Center the origin.
Center the origin, yes.
In the middle center. Let's go ahead and make the object for this bullet. And we will set it.
Okay, asset, object, obj, bullet, set sprite. Shit. It just puts the sprites. Where's the sprite? Why is that in objects? Oh my god. Oh, it's because I keep being... I'm in the folder. I see. My god, this is going to get confusing. Okay. Bullet.
It's sprite index to be the bullet.
It's because I select the wrong folders
so
here.
Firstly, we need to do the logic for creating the bullet. And that is going to be done by the ship. So let's come into the ship. And let's add another key press to this.
Organization is hard. It's not can be hard. This shit is just really tough, man. So like I should minimize this stuff and I should open the stuff that I'm working with at the time. Because again, like it's tough. Okay, so step.
So I'm just gonna copy one of these.
Okay, so she wants to copy this thing. And where's she gonna put it? In here, because this is where the controls go. Is to fire the bullets.
And now for my keyboard button to shoot, I'm going to use the spacebar. Alright, and now instead of using check like we have been doing, I'm actually going to use check pressed. Because I only want to create one bullet when I press the spacebar. If I left it at check, then this would actually be true for any time that the player is holding down the spacebar. So you could create 60 bullets per second if you just held down the spacebar for a second. And that's not what we want. We just want to do it when we press the spacebar. So in the case that we do press the spacebar, then we want to create a bullet.
So this part with motion add I can take away. No, this is wrong, wait. Oh no, this is right. Okay, so we put in the code in here. Okay.
So there is a function for this. Instance create. And there's two options here. So you can create it in a layer or at a certain depth. So if you remember in the rooms, we have different layers here. And if you see right here, they actually get assigned a depth like this. So you can make it at a certain depth or you can just put it into an existing layer. And that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to put it into the instances layer. So we'll use instance create layer. And now where do I want to create this bullet? I want to do it at the player's location. And then I want it to kind of shoot off in the direction that my...
But how does that pick the layer? So she's doing this right now. But how does it instance create layer? Like what is that? The layer that the ship is currently on, I'm assuming. Is that what it means?
Player is facing. So I want it to kind of match the image angle of the player.
I'm guessing
so. Let's say XY, because that's the location of the player.
Same layer.
These are some instance variables that every single object has, as you can tell by the fact that it's green, just like our image angle and sprite width. Then it's asking me what layer I want to put it in. So I want to put it in the instances layer.
Oh,
and
there we go.
Make sure that you type that with the correct capitalization because it is case sensitive. And then finally, what object do we want to create? A bullet. All right.
Jeez. Okay, that's the most complex line of code so far. That's insane. Like, okay, so that's crazy. Now this is moving on to the next level here. Oh, and it autofills there. I like that a lot. And then we close the bracket and we end the line. Huh. Okay. And it's yellow because?
So this function will create a bullet object, but
it's passing the X and Y from the ship as a place to generate the bullet, telling it what layer to be in, then specifying that it is the bullet. Oh, okay, the X and Y, I understand. Since this is events for object ship, the ship knows its own X and Y coordinates and it can just pass them on to the bullet. I understand. So it's the X and Y of where the ship is. Because we're using the, we're currently on object ship here. It's just using X and Y. It's X and Y. If I open up the help here, yeah, current X and Y, okay?
But it also returns the ID of the object that it's created. So
all functions do something. Some also return a value. The keyboard check function returns true or false. The instance create functions return an ID, but movewrap simply moves the object and does not return a value.
The instance that gets created in the game has its own unique ID, and with that ID we can access objects and change things about them. So for instance, I will want to change the direction that the bullet is facing. So to do this, we can actually save the ID that this returns like this.
Yo, D3 Spawn, what's up? Are we backseat programming? Absolutely.
So that way we are making a variable equal to the ID that this function is going to return.
Okay, I lost her.
We can access objects and change things about them. So for instance, I will want to change the direction that the bullet is facing. So to do this, we can actually save the ID that this returns like this. So that way we are making a variable equal to the ID that this function is going to return. And right here,
she's so smart, dude. She's so smart. So she wants me to put this in here.
Have declared a new variable, right? This didn't exist before. It's not a built-in variable like these green ones. It's coming up in blue. And normally this will set up a variable that is saved in the object until it gets destroyed. But we don't really have to.
When an object is destroyed, it's deleted from your computer's memory along with all of its variables.
Remember
Whoa.
The ID for the bullet? I only really care about it in the instance that it's being created. All I want to do is save its ID so that I can.
So I could call that anything.
So we can make this a temporary variable by putting this var before it. So now it's coming up in yellow. And these temporary variables or local variables, they only exist while the script is running, and at the end of the script, it's discarded from memory. So this is great if you only need to use this variable one time.
And it's also less intensive.
I need to get inside this object and change a variable about it. So generally, we can change a variable by just writing something like this, and it will change the instance that is running this code. But I want to change a different instance. So how do I do that? Well, I can access an instance's variables by typing and then a variable name, like direction. And that means I am now accessing this instance's direction variable, not the player's ship object. So then
Oh god. Oh my god, my brain's gonna explode, dude. What the shit?
I can set it to anything that I wanted. So we're just going to make the direction match the image angle. All right. So now we've set its direction.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. 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 Wait. So we're doing here. This is it. Okay. So we're doing inst, and that's this inst here. Okay. Dot direction equals the image angle of the ship. So okay. So basically, this here is telling it the direction of this is going to be at the, well, the angle that the ship is facing. I understand that, sort of. Why is this not changing to yellow? It'll change to yellow eventually, I guess.
But the bullet at the moment doesn't have any speed.
It doesn't move,
just like
yes.
we did for the asteroids, let's add some speed for the bullet. And
so we go step, right? Or is that on the... No, it's when you create it. Okay. But, okay, why is that not going yellow? The outside bracket? I put it outside the bracket! I put it outside the bracket! You geniuses. Still not turning yellow, though. I can just move the bracket? Same thing. Wait. What does her code look like here? Yeah, this is right. There, it turned yellow. Okay. These colors, dude. And set the direction they are traveling in. Is the speed a built-in variable or function of GM? Yeah, JWelly. Indeed. D3 Spawn, indeed. By the way, D3 Spawn, it's nice to see you. It's been a little while. Yo.
Set its direction, but the bullet at the moment doesn't have any speed. So just like we did for the asteroids, let's add some speed for the bullet. And I want it to be pretty fast, so I'm going to use the value 6. So if we run the game now.
Okay, let's have a look. Speed equals 6. And what I want to do is, I want to just put before this a double bracket. This is how fast the bullet will travel. Okay. It's on the bullet. And now she wants to start the game, so let's look. Oh god. Oh no. Wrong number of arguments for function instance create layer. Malformed assigned statement. I missed a bracket. I missed a bracket somewhere. Oh god, it begins. It begins! Oh, this is fantastic. Here we go. I love this. This is perfect. I missed a bracket somewhere. Okay, so the latest stuff that we did was this. VK space, bracket. That's the one. Right? No, that's correct. Hold on. I didn't open... No, this is wrong. Oh. XY instances, object, in object bullet. Oh, in bullet? Wait, what? After Y? Oh, after XY. Oh, okay. In ship. Object bullet, 26. Here it is. There. Okay, so what was the problem? I'm missing a comma. After bullet, here? No, but that makes no sense. Oh, no. Forgot after Y. You're missing a comma between Y and instance. Ah. Like that? Yeah, I see the comma on her screen now.
The bullet at the moment...
Is that seriously the error? Is that the whole error? Holy crap. Let's play again. Wait. That's insane. But it did tell me where it was, so that's cool. That's cool. That's crazy. Let me collide. I'm dead. Okay, I have to restart. You're out. Okay, let's try shoot. Oh my god. This is so cool. Obviously, I can't kill the asteroids yet because the collision with the asteroids has not been set up yet. That's something you're going to probably be on autopilot looking out for. That's so cool. Huh. So I could have actually made like a fancy model for the bullets as well if I wanted. Welcome to programming. Okay, that's like a crash course right there.
It doesn't have any speed. So just like we did for the asteroids, let's add some speed for the bullet. And I want it to be pretty fast, so I'm going to use the value 6.
Man, this is
so
awesome.
if we run the game now, and you just
I hate it, but I love it. Oh, yo!
There we go.
Very nostalgic Dutchie, what's up? Nice to see you. Mr.
All right,
Potato,
now
right?
Let's do the collision event with the asteroids. So, just like with the player, let's go add event.
Hello?
Collision with the asteroid.
Okay, so we're on the bullet again.
Right. So, in the event that the bullet collides...
And we want to... On the bullet again. Mr. Potato. I hope life's good, man. I hope you're doing okay. It's been a little bit again, like, since we've seen each other. It always seems to be. But, you seem to be in good spirits, jumping in here saying yo, yo, yo immediately. I like that. I like that.
...with the asteroid, we want...
So, we add in a new collision. So, add event, collision, object, asteroid on the bullet. So, we want it to hit the asteroid and do some shit. Destroy it, hopefully.
We want a couple things to happen. Firstly, we want the bullet itself to be destroyed. So that's easy. Let's just do that. And now secondly, we also want to destroy the asteroid. And then, depending on the shape of the asteroid, I want to kind of split it into two. So if it's a huge one, I want to form 2 medium ones. If it's medium, I want it to form 2 small ones. And for the small one, I might just make it kind of explode with some debris. So firstly, I have to actually get access to the asteroid that I'm colliding with. So unlike before, where we could get access to the ID by creating the instance, we're going to have to use a different tact. And we do have to be careful because we don't want to refer to every single asteroid object. We can't just say OBJ
We can't use OBS asteroid variable because of... Okay, hold on.
asteroid dot whatever.
Because OBJ asteroid is the object instance for all the asteroids. We want to refer to a single asteroid, so we have to get its unique instance ID.
I only want the one instance that I'm colliding with. So for this event, it actually has a special keyword that we can use called other. And this, in this very specific case, in this event, so you can only use this in particular places, this will refer to the other instance in the colliding event. So the instance other than the bullet.
Okay, so the bullet is the first one. The other one would be the asteroid.
So whatever instance of the asteroid. So that's why we use this keyword. And instead of using a dot, I'm actually going to use what's called a with statement. And this is another way to kind of get access to a different object in the code block. So now, whatever I put in between these curly brackets, my asteroid is going to run instead of my bullet. So if I said instance destroy in here, the bullet doesn't call this. The other instance does, because it's in a with statement. So be very mindful of what's inside these brackets and what's outside. Alright, so we do want the asteroid to destroy itself, and then we want it to create 2 new ones.
Okay, so basically this one, the explanation is, this is to destroy these, let's just say single asteroid being hit by the bullet and also spawn, no, well, I mean, hold on, let's put the rest of the, by single I should actually say specific. Is this their own language? I think so, yeah. But it's very similar as far as I can tell to other languages.
So now I'm going to have the asteroid check if the sprite index is equal to, and remember we put a double equals here if we're comparing instead of setting a variable, which is where we put 1 equals. So if the sprite index is equal to
it's called GML.
asteroid huge, then we want to create at our XY location in the instances layer a new asteroid. And I want to make sure...
Okay, let me type that before I continue, because that's already a lot. Wow, man. So, we've got this one done. Now we're making a, like... Okay. So, we got instance destroy. with other, instance destroy, and then in the same like sort of brackets, so it's like still in here, and she puts a space there. If sprite index equals huge, closing the brackets, opening a new one. No, but something's wrong here. No, wait. There's multiple brackets in here now. Does that work? She seems to be opening another new curly bracket. Then instance create layer. Holy crap, dude. X, Y, instance. Oh, no space there. OBJ. No. There can't not be a space there. That's right. There we go. There is no space there. OBJ asteroid. And then she closes it and puts the full stop there. It feels like they skip stuff, but I guess it's easy once you get used to it. Let's see what she says now.
That this asteroid is a medium asteroid. And remember, by default, our asteroids were kind of randomly choosing what sprite index they would be. And when we create an object, this event, this create event, will get run immediately. So, as soon as this happens, the asteroid will run its create event, choose a random index, and now I am free to kind of overwrite that and set it to be medium. So again, let's just save the new asteroid. So you can call these whatever you want, it doesn't matter. And then we want to set new asteroid dot sprite index. I'm going to set this to be...
But wait, did she put some other shit in there now that I didn't see?
Let's just save. We want to set new... We want... Set it to be medium. So again, let's just save the new asteroid. So you can call these whatever you want, it doesn't matter.
Close the bracket. But isn't this closing the bracket here? Which one? So here I've opened this one and closed it there. I also mislabeled my layer. Is it instances? Oh shit. You're right. Taraxa remembers things, dude. He is literally the elephant in the room. Where were we? We were on here. Thank you, Taraxa. You have 2 opens and 1 close. But do I want 2 opens? That's open, open. Does this one need to be here? Maybe that's not meant to be there. Hold on, let me just check in her code. Hers opens, opens, close, close. That's so weird, dude. How I don't understand. Okay, this is the whole one. And then inside this one will be that one. Okay, I do understand. Okay, so this could be here. But I could take it back one to make it more readable, right? Yeah. That's why you put this on a new line. Yes, I didn't do that. That's bad workmanship there. Yes, you're right. And then this one on a new line too. Wait, did I open another one? Whoops. I meant to close it, yeah. Wait, open, close. Oh my god, wait. Holy shit, now I'm confused. Oh, Jesus. Okay, open. It's getting worse. I know. 10 is this is open. So open, open. This is close, close. Got it. There we go. Oh my god, that's so much better. Okay. This formatting is so bad. No. This is how do I format this shit to make it look good? How did I do the other ones? Oh, against the side. That's so much better. I'm just do it against the side. What is this tab nonsense, dude? Because it keeps it separate from the... That's so much better. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Or is this bad? Because ship looks nice. That's good code. Well, I don't know if that's good code. You think it should be better? It's better tabbed? Tab the inner ones. Oh, yeah. Okay, so to separate them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, to make the distinction. Okay, but now we're busy doing... Let's just skip back quickly because I need to see what she's doing here again.
Overwrite that. By default, our asteroids were kind of randomly choosing what sprite index they would be. And when we create an object, this create event, will get run immediately. So, as soon as this happens, the asteroid will run its create event, choose a random index, and now I am free to kind of overwrite that and set it to be medium. So, again, let's just save the new asteroid. So you can call these whatever you want.
Okay, so she's immediately just throwing this in there. Variable new asteroid. Wait, was it space? Variable, just variable. New asteroid. And then she does equals, right? Sorry, I'm not even looking at there. Okay, equals.
Doesn't matter. And then we want to set new asteroid dot sprite index. I'm going to set this to be...
Okay, and this is all in the same thing. Like, you're doing new asteroid. She's making a new temp variable to save the returned ID of the new asteroid so she can manipulate the object. You're getting flashbacks of when you studied German grammar back in school. Is it that bad? Oh my god.
SBR asteroid medium. Okay.
Oh, so, okay, so when it's a huge one, it will return as a medium one. SPR index equals space. Medium.
But I don't want to just do this once. I actually want to create two.
For small
I could
as
just
well.
copy and paste this, just like that, and it would create two. But another way that we can do this is to use what's called a repeat loop. And it works like this. So we just type repeat, and then the number of times you want something to repeat. So I want to create two asteroids. So
Oh, no. Okay. So it's not two.
Brackets, and we will wrap
Holy
all
shit.
of that code in here. So it will repeat this code twice.
This is, dude, this is complex. Okay. Because now you take in, it's like, how many curly brackets, dude? That's insane. So I'm actually pressing enter again. Am I opening a new curly bracket? This is another new curly bracket. So it's repeat 2 and then a new curly bracket. And then a new curly bracket, which I'll put in a new line. Because I'm doing it like that right now.
So now we want another case. So if it's not huge, we...
Oh no. And then this one closes there. Oh no. This is wrong. No. This one doesn't close. That's another open. Whoops. That one closes there. Okay. Closed. Ah, genius. close not up. Yeah, I'm gonna have that's something I'm gonna have to get used to, dude.
Want something to repeat. So I want to create 2 asteroids. So we just do this, open the curly brackets, and we will
Close them.
wrap
Okay.
all of that code in here. So it will repeat this code twice. All right, so now we want another case. So if it's not huge, we want to check then if it's medium. So I'm going to use not if, but else if. And then actually, let's just copy this. So this else if means that these 2 statements are linked together. It will only check.
Oh my god, else if? Where did she put that? And the placement is so difficult because it's before it's here. But it's not there, you know?
If. And then
Check. So it's not the you're still leaving one curly
actually, let's
bracket
just copy
open.
this.
And then she selects she's moving too fast, dude.
I'm going to use not if, but else if. And
Then she takes everything after if. Okay? Until else if. And then she pastes it there. Right?
actually, let's just copy this. So this else if means that these 2 statements are linked together. It will only check this
so
if
much
this one
code.
isn't true. So if sprite index is huge, it will run this. Otherwise, else if sprite index is medium, then it will run this and it will create 2 small ones. All right, and now
Okay. I mean, I understand that at least. Else if it's medium, then you want it to spawn 2. Small ones.
finally, for our case that it's small, well, I might actually do something a little bit sneaky, and no matter what case of the sprite index, so if it's huge, medium, or small, every time I'm actually going to create some debris at the location of the asteroid in the instances layer.
Okay, and then this is right at the end again.
And we haven't made this object yet, so let's go ahead and do that now. So let's create a
So instance create layer, XY instances. Instance create layer, XY instances. And then do we close the bracket? I can't remember. No, you don't close it yet.
sprite for it. SPR debris.
Now she's moving fast again.
And this one's going to be even smaller. So let's create a sprite for it. SPR debris.
Okay, we're doing this. Spur debris. Even smaller than what?
And this one's going to be even smaller than the bullet. Just going to be 1 by 1.
Whoa, really? Okay. All right.
And we'll just color that in white. And we will create...
When you right click to make things, it puts them in the folder you're in. Oh, that's why it's doing it. That's why I'm not doing it properly. Oh, no. Okay, thank you, thank you. That's why you figured it out. Thank you. That's why it keeps putting it in the wrong folder. So she goes here and she says make new sprite. Gotcha. I understand. Oh my god, that I wasn't paying attention to that. Okay.
the object for it, obj, debris.
Okay, so now we go over there. We like create. We like object. Gotcha. Obj debris. And then we like hey sprite debris. No collision with that probably.
Set the sprite index. And so I'm going to create some of those. And this...
Okay, so she puts a comma and then she throws that shit in there. And that was on the obj asteroid, right? No, now I'm lost. Oh, it was on... Was it on the bullet? Yeah, there we go. Comma. And then she wants to create the debris. So instance create layer, obj debris. Okay, in instances, then we make an obj. I understand that so far. Then we close in the bracket and we end in it.
One of them, but let's do another repeat loop. And let's do it 10 times, because these are very small. Alright, so, all up.
Okay, so now we repeat in this. Are our brackets still fine? Yes. 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 And yes. I see them. Okay, I just need to check for myself. Because, dude, that's gnarly. Repeat 10 times. And we make it a new curly fry here. Okay. And then she has to close it, right?
Let's have a look at what we're doing.
Because this one we didn't close. I'd have to close it here, right? Or is that... Am I wrong? Hold on. Yes. Okay. But I'd want to line this up. So, as I've been doing with the rest of my stuff, this is in this... This can go back, and this is in the following line. Like so. Yeah. And I mean, if I want to, I can tab that in. But it's like... Doesn't really...
In the event that we collide with the asteroid, we destroy ourselves. Then we go with the asteroid, have it destroy itself. And then depending on if it's huge or medium, we create 2 more asteroids. And then we also create some debris. So if we're the smallest asteroid, we're not going to create any more asteroids, but we will still create the debris. But at the moment, when it creates these 10 debris objects, these debris objects aren't going to be doing anything. I want the debris to move off in a random direction and also just fade away. So let's come over to the debris and say when it's created, debris. But at the moment, when it creates these 10 debris objects, these debris objects aren't going to be doing anything. I want the debris to move off in a random direction and also just fade away. So let's come over to the debris and say when it's created, so just like the asteroid object, let's have it choose a random direction. So we'll use the iRandom range again, between 0.
Okay, so this is to make the debris move off and disappear.
And 359. And I'll just set its speed to 1, so that it's moving off. And also, while it is moving, I want it to do something. So in the step event, I want it to gradually fade away. And then once it has faded away completely, I want it to destroy itself.
That seems wrong. Hold on.
We can use as faded while it is...
Yeah, it's a comma, not the stripe. And then we end the line there. And speed equals 1, end the line there.
Moving, I want it to do something. So in the step event, I want it to gradually fade away. And then once it has faded away completely, I want it to destroy itself. So we can use what's called the image alpha. And the alpha of an image is kind of like its
Okay, so this is in step. Let's not lose her now. This is to make the debris fade away.
Transparency. And this goes between a value of 1 and 0. So 1 is fully opaque, right? So it's just going to be a completely white square. And then as it gets reduced down to 0, it's going to slowly fade to be partially transparent and then completely invisible. So every frame of the game, I want it to equal itself minus, and then I'm going to use a very small number because I want the fading to be pretty gradual.
Okay, so it's going to equal itself. Image alpha equals image alpha minus, so it equals itself minus 0.01. Gotcha.
So again, we could just put minus equals 0.01, right? They mean the same thing. And then finally,
what's up? Hello.
The image alpha is less.
GameMaker, yeah. I got inspiration from Loop Hero, exactly. exactly.
10 or equal to 0. So I could put just is equal to 0 and then say instance destroy, but generally just to cover cases where for some reason this 0 has been skipped. Because sometimes you can get bugs in games where a frame gets skipped or something that you haven't taken into account is going to affect the value. So again, it's just kind of good practice to use this instead of just equals a flat number. And I think at the moment we didn't make the player make any debris when it crashes, it just kind of gets destroyed. So let's add that same event.
Okay, so this is also... We got the image alpha now, and then if, and then this is, so this part is image alpha, is that like, and equal to 0, and then she closes the bracket here, and then she opens a curly fry bracket. We do that in the next line, because we're professionals. But I mean, I guess I could put a space, I could tab these in. I don't really know if that matters too much. No, because I'm opening this bracket here now. No, wait, then instance destroy, right? So I'm opening it here. I don't quite understand why there are these two brackets here. And then I'm closing the bracket again. Oh god. Ah, Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. Instance. Oop, crap. I'm opening again. Hold on. Close. The two brackets means an empty parameter in method. Functions always have brackets. It's a function. You're just not passing it any arguments. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is a function. So I could give it an argument if I wanted to. They always have brackets. So I could obviously I could go further with it, is what you guys are saying, right? Well, not always. Yes. But I mean, in general. Okay.
To the collision here.
Okay,
just
here we are.
To cover cases where for some reason this 0 has been skipped. Because sometimes you can get bugs in games where a frame gets skipped or something that you haven't taken into account is going to affect the value. So again, it's just kind of good practice to use this instead of just equals a flat number.
Oh, this is awesome.
I think at the moment we didn't make the player make any debris when it crashes, it just kind of gets destroyed. So let's add that same event to the collision here.
Okay. So it's this same event. Exact same event. And that's to the collision of the ship, right? So we're going to the ship object. And we're going to...
So we want the player to also repeat 10 times instance create layer XY instances.
Oh, she types the whole thing out.
debris.
She didn't even copy paste there. Jesus, what a machine. Okay. That's to try and sort of build the good habits, right? I get that. And remember things. Yeah, listen. Complicated AF. Absolutely. Untab the top two lines. I will. OBJ, I'm gonna go back and do it. And then we're going to close it again.
All right, so now
we're going to go back first to where we were, which was on the debris. No, we were on the object. Was it debris? Untab those two. No, this is the wrong one. Wait. We were on... Where were we before this? God, I'm already forgetting. Much cleaner? Oh, it is those two. Okay. Much cleaner. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I was on asteroid collision. No, this is clean. This is neat. I was on... I did do it. Yes, that was the one I was on. That looks better, yes. I agree. But I want to also put in a note at the ship now. I'm going to put it here. To make the ship explode with debris. I need to put some other notes in some of the longer ones still, but we get in there, it's fine.
this 0 has been skipped. Because sometimes you can get bugs in games where it
Oh, whoops. Okay, wait.
This
Oh, we
next
can
one.
test it now. We can test it now. Please work. It worked. Oh my god. It's working! Ah! That looks so cool! Oh shit, dude. Fantastic game! Oh my god. I mean, that's game over. I just destroyed all the asteroids. I guess I win. Again. We're not respawning asteroids, so... And I don't have any huge ones. I didn't spawn any huge ones. One more game. Let's see. Please spawn a huge one. There's a huge one. No, that was a medium one again. Oh my god. Wait, am I not spawning any huge ones? Let's just check again. Is that a... No, it's medium again. Wait. Why am I not getting any huge ones? Or is that huge? No, that isn't huge. That's medium again, right? Did I make a mistake? Also, can I die? Let's just check. Oh, she said it starts the same. Yes. Okay, wait. It's the same every time. Yes. No. Okay, wait. No, she said it. Yes, I didn't initialize random at the start. It's the same every time. Okay. It's fine. It works. Let's just check her video quickly. Because...
why instances objects on screen something. Whenever you're developing your project, you should consider where you can improve performance and an important way.
Wait, where was
OBJ
she?
debris. All right,
Okay.
so now let's give that a run. All right, let's go ahead and shoot this. So it worked. It made the debris, and there we go. So it is working. All right. Now at this point, I want us to consider something. Whenever you're
Oh, I didn't look if mine actually explodes when I play it. Hold on. If I run into something, does my ship explode? Yeah, I just saw it exploding at the bottom down here. Okay, cool. It works. This person doesn't leave spaces between parameters. Mad lad.
developing your project, you should consider where you can improve performance. And an important way we can do that is ensure the objects on screen are the only ones that exist. And so far we've gotten around our ship and asteroids going outside the room by having them wrap around it, but we haven't done that for the bullets, which means when they go off screen, they still exist in the game. So they're still out there running code and making collision checks, and we don't need them to be doing that. Once they go off screen, they're never going to come back in the game. So we can add an outside room event, which will
Oh my god, I didn't even consider, dude, that's genius. I did not consider that. So the bullet just keeps flying on for all eternity.
when the bullet goes
And is it going to make my PC lag eventually?
outside the room. So down here in other, outside room,
That's genius.
and have them destroy themselves. Alright, so our collisions are looking pretty good. Next,
Okay, instance destroy. Okay, this is to make sure the bullets die when they leave the room. Okay, I feel like I should have remembered what this was. Yeah, it was just like that. Okay, I sort of did remember, but I didn't either. Okay, did it.
Next time, we're going to be adding things like lives and the score, as well as setting up the different rooms in the game, like the start room, the game over room, and the windscreen. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.
Are we on 4 already? It'll eventually make your computer lag. Eventually. Yeah. This is fantastic. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've actually got a working game. And you know what's kind of cool is that you can like you can do simple things to improve on the like just the basic game. Is like that you can put a background image in, and you can like like a very light background image in, and you can like draw textures on the asteroids, and like I did with a ship, you can make the ship a color. I'm almost ready to sell the game. You're right. Look up Nova Drift. This is a base version of it. I would like to do that right now. It's 35% off on Steam. Why are there so many videos? This is exactly that. Yeah, but obviously this is much more pretty and stuff. And there's all sorts of... Oh my god, and they're selling it for a decent amount. What is the rating? Overwhelmingly positive. This was also made in GameMaker? Not even surprised, dude. Huh. Why not? Why not? I can write games for my kid. I'm almost there. Yes. I can let her play this one when it's done. Oh my god. And I can make the ship something that she likes. You know? I can make it her favorite car, or I can make it her favorite bike. And it can shoot hearts and rainbows if I wanted to. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I love it. I actually love it.